हाय। अरे किधर है? क्या चल रहा है?
Hey, where are you? What's going on?
तूने सुना क्या? एग्जाम हॉल के सामने क्या सीन हुआ था?
Did you listen? What happened in front of exam hall? So much
क्या
commotion.
कर रही हो मम्मा?
Preparing you for college, my dear.
कॉलेज यहाँ।
International.
बड़े सपनों को सच करने के लिए चाहिए सही प्लान्स। इसलिए मैं चुनती हूँ PNB MetLife के चाइल्ड एजुकेशन सॉल्यूशंस। हर लाइफ स्टेज के लिए इनके पास है परफेक्ट प्लान। तो आप भी मेरी तरह कीजिए बड़े सपनों की तैयारी।
शालू हा हा शालू शालू
सुबह सुबह ये क्या लगा रखा है?
रियाज, नए घर में तुम तक मेरी आवाज पहुंचनी चाहिए ना।
आवाज 2 BHK में 3 BHK।
बड़े सपनों को सच करने के लिए चाहिए सही प्लान्स। इसलिए मैं चुनती हूँ PNB MetLife के सेविंग सॉल्यूशंस। हर लाइफ स्टेज के लिए इनके पास है परफेक्ट प्लान। तो आप भी मेरी तरह कीजिए बड़े सपनों की तैयारी।
We'll be starting in 5 minutes.
हाय। अरे किधर है? क्या चल रहा है?
Hey, where are you? What's going on?
तूने सुना क्या? एग्जाम हॉल के सामने क्या सीन हुआ था?
Did you
I was
listen?
just-
What happened in front of exam hall? So much
क्या कर
commotion.
रही हो मम्मा?
Preparing you for college, my dear.
कॉलेज यहाँ।
International.
बड़े सपनों को सच करने के लिए चाहिए सही प्लान्स। इसलिए मैं चुनती हूँ PNB MetLife के चाइल्ड एजुकेशन सॉल्यूशंस। हर लाइफ स्टेज के लिए इनके पास है परफेक्ट प्लान। तो आप भी मेरी तरह कीजिए बड़े सपनों की तैयारी।
शालू हा हा शालू शालू
सुबह सुबह ये क्या लगा रखा है?
रियाज, नए घर में तुम तक मेरी
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Krishi from Team Kiran Fiestron, and it is with great pleasure that I will be hosting our final round for TECHXiBition 22. Let me begin by congratulating all the participants for successfully qualifying for the second round. And allow me to introduce our esteemed judge for today, Mr. Ajit Vishwakarma. Mr. Vishwakarma is a data scientist and a machine learning engineer with experience in data science, ML, Oracle technologies, and Six Sigma. He is a visiting faculty for the Tata Institute of Social Sciences and also a board member for the CS department of HSNC University. Sir currently practices as a corporate master trainer for a number of educational institutions as well as corporations. Thank you so much, sir, for taking this time to be here today. We are certain that the participants as well as audience members will benefit from being here with you today.
Thank you so much.
I will now reiterate all the instructions for today. Participants were to design a project based on any one or a combination of the following topics: data science, artificial intelligence and machine learning, green technologies, web or app development, robotics, and online education. Each team will be given a maximum of 20 minutes to showcase their project, after which our judge for today will ask them questions based on the project. We expect that all team members participate and have contributed equally. The projects will be judged on the basis of presentation skills, the participants' knowledge of the subject matter, the implementation of ideas on the actual project, teamwork, and other criteria that our judge sees fit based on the project. Now, I would request the tech team to begin with the first team.
So I request CC609 to present their project.
CC069.
Requesting CC069 to please present their project, or else we'll move to the next team. Okay. Let's move on to the next team, that is CC001. Please do present your project.
Can I get the permission for hosting?
Yes, sure.
I'm still not able to share it to me. Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
Um, I guess you can share your screen now.
It's showing host is disabled.
Hello, event in charge and visit. CCB
Now I
announced
can. Yeah, now I can.
Shall we start?
Yes, yes.
Hello everyone, I am Akshat Sethia.
I'm joining Radwani.
And I'm Rudra. Today, we will be talking about data analytics and visualization. Let's say we want to analyze who are the best death bowlers in IPL. Now, IPL is no joke. There are players from all around the globe, all the way from MS Dhoni, Virat Kohli, to Pollard from West Indies, to Glenn Maxwell from Australia, to Ben Stokes from England. All the world's best players come and play over 60 matches every single year, representing 8 different cities in India. And the IPL is valued over $7 billion in brand value. It grows every single year at about 12%, and moreover, there are over 383 billion minutes that have been watched last season, which means, yeah, there are quite a lot of people watching it as well. We know that IPL is going to continue to grow, and we also know that it is here to stay. Now, the mega auction for 2022 is coming up very soon. In fact, it's going to happen this February itself, and there are going to be a lot of players up for sale. Usually, the attention is on all of the batsmen. However, as we have seen previously, the batsmen can help you win the games, but the bowlers are the ones that can help you win the tournaments. For example, KL Rahul has done wonderfully as a batsman, but the team of Kings 11 Punjab haven't quite won the league. They, in fact, have even failed to qualify for the qualifiers. So it's not the batsmen that can win you the tournaments, but it's the bowlers. So if it is the bowlers that win you the tournaments, then maybe this time in the auction, we should identify who the best bowlers are to get on your team. Hence that is what we would be doing this time. We would be crafting an IPL auction strategy that would help you to identify the best death bowlers. Passing it over to Jen.
Now, we first need to know what the coach requirements are for the team. Usually, they are looking for the bowlers that meets the following criteria during the death overs from 16 to 19 in IPL. So, in 16, 17, 18, and 19th over, the bowlers must have low economy, a low bowling strike rate, high dot ball percentage, and a high wicket tally. And he must have bowled at least 120 legal deliveries in death overs. Additionally, they want to see the performance of the bowlers against each team and their skills. If you are new to the game of cricket, might not be able to understand all these metrics. So to explain the metrics here is what it means. Death over means the last 4 overs in the T20 innings that is over number 16, 17, 18, 19. Economy is an average of the runs that the bowlers considered in the every over he bowls. The bowling strike rate is how many balls the bowlers required to pick a wicket. The dot ball percentage is the total legal delivery on which the batsman does not score any runs. Legal delivery is one which has no wide and no ball. Now I'll hand it over to Akshat.
Now, once we know this, we then make rough sketches on how we want to visualize the data as. Then we would need to get the data for which we will be using ParseUp as a software that will be helping us to scrape all the data onto a CSV file. We would get the data from a trusted source such as ESPN Cricinfo. Once all this is done, all we now do is compile the data in a CSV file and upload the dataset on Tableau. The result is that we can take the data that looks all messy and cluttered like this to an interactive, clean, and easy to understand like this dashboard that we have compiled that will help us give a detailed ball by ball data. However, before we show you the dashboard in detail, we first need to show you how we made the scatter chart, the tooltip box that comes with it. So for the scatter chart, we want to compare the bowling strike rate with the economy. Along with that, we also want to know the dot ball percentage, is for which we had made a color scale. This color scale will help us compare three things at once: the economy, bowling strike rate, as well as the dot ball percentage. But this isn't enough. We had to select the best bowler for cricket team, right? Hence, we thought, why not add also a metric showing the number of wickets the bowler has taken. Hence, that would be represented by the size of each dot. The larger a dot, the more wickets they have taken, and vice versa. Now I will hand it over to Rudra.
Thank you, Akshat. So now coming over to the tooltip. We had to make this tooltip as we realized that even though the scatter charts help us give an overall basic summary of which bowler has what sort of performance rates, it wasn't able to give us precise details about each player. Hence, we made a tooltip box that would appear every single time you hover over the dot. This tooltip box is very important as it needs to show us the player's name, the team he plays for, the type of bowler he is, the wickets he has taken, his dot ball percentage, his strike rate, his economy, and most importantly, the teams he has played against and his performance against each team. As we do not want players who are just good against certain teams, but we want players that are good against the majority of the teams. Such details are crucial for us to choose the best bowler for our team. All this helps us to make a dashboard look like this. Here on the left-hand side, we get the basic data of what we are presenting. So let's say you want to send it to your coach. All you need to do is just send him this file that will not only explain him in brief what this dashboard shows, but it will also give him the option to select as per his needs by using the slider on the left-hand side. Through the slider and the drop-down menu, he can specifically select the type of players he wants. All he needs to do is play with these options. That will bring the change to the right-hand side. Now, let's say I'm looking for someone who has done more than 120 deliveries. All I need to do is increase the slider to 120. And as you can see, the data is now much more specialized and has been reduced as per our needs. And that's all. Thank you so much for your valuable time. We hope you liked our data analysis along with its visualization.
All right, team. I have certain questions for you, and I would request you to kindly answer these questions. Number first thing that I want to ask you is, you have created a project which tells about death bowlers. Now, can you tell me who is the best death bowler right now in IPL?
So it depends upon what type of bowler you are choosing for. Like some team needs different type of bowlers, like right hand bowler, left arm bowler, and some need more spin options and more fast options. So it depends upon your team, like which all teams you want. And some teams want like players that take high wickets, and some teams want like they just want to give less runs in the last overs. So it depends upon you.
All right. So based on the data which you have, can you tell me how many data have you collected over how many years data have you collected? Is it for one IPL season, 2, 3, 10? How many IPL seasons have you considered while creating this project?
So we have considered for the 3 years data we have collected using PASUB. And so it's a website which helps us to scrape the data, and we have got the data, and so we'll just show you how the raw data looks like.
Also, sir, just to add on to what Jamin said, the reason why we have just taken 3 years of data and not more than that is because players keep on improving from time to time. So let's say if Virat Kohli was playing in 2011, his performance might have improved and changed over time till 2020. So it is much better if we take a smaller time frame to compare the data. That's why 3 years is what we thought would be the best time.
All right. One of the follow-up question that I want to ask you is, so like you said, somebody might be performing good in this season. However, that particular player might not be performing so well in past 5 years or 6 years. What should be considered? Should we consider his current performance, or should we consider his average performance? What would be the reliability, or what would be the parameters that you would choose in order to select a candidate? Should it be his current performance, or on an average, we have a lot of statistics on an average, this is what his performance is? Any idea on this?
So what I personally feel is that, whenever we take data, there are a lot of discrepancies, especially with statistics. It's a common thing that there are several discrepancies that we find with data. Hence, except for, so let's say if there is a player who has been performing really poorly since the 5 years, and then one season he played and he performed really well. So I feel that might be a discrepancy that we can consider. And according to me, I would still go with the average of 3 years. So it's because it is not quite confirmed that because he played really well in the last season, he would be playing he would be playing as well in the next season as well. So it's better if we take an average.
So then don't you think you should have taken more than 3 years of data, possibly 10 years of data? If we go by what you have just answered, that would have given you a better insight. Don't you think so?
So as I said, 10 years would be too much of a time frame, and that would make the data even much more discrepant. Hence, 3 years is what we feel should have been. 2 to 3 years is what we feel is the correct time frame to choose the data.
All right. Another question that I want to ask you is, why did you choose Tableau to do this kind of inciting or prediction? Why not any other technology? Can you also list some other technologies that are used in terms of game statistics?
Sure, sir. So, anyone who wants to learn data analytics at first, even before we learned Tableau, what we first learned was Power BI, which is a software by Microsoft. And Power BI itself was it was really interactive and was much more easier to use as compared to Tableau. However, the issue was with Power BI was that it wasn't as professional as Tableau. Like if you wanted to do some really professional work and high grade work, Tableau would be the perfect thing to use, even though Tableau is a bit more harder to learn, and it's a much more safer option for the future. And Power BI, on the other hand, is a bit more playful kind of a thing. So like it's the best software that you can use to learn how to do data visualization.
Okay. Since you are doing a lot of predictions here, can you also tell me what is the uncertainty of the results that you are getting? That means if your system is recommending these bowlers are the good bowlers and these are the bowlers which you need to choose. Now, what is the possibilities or what is the percentage of uncertainty wherein which your prediction may go wrong?
So we haven't exactly calculated the uncertainty. However, according to our previous calculations at whatever we have done, we realize that there is an uncertainty of around 15 to 20%.
All right. One more question that I want to ask you is, so who are the existing competitor in terms of game and sports analytical softwares like this? Can you name a few? In case you go and make this as a full product and launch it and maybe pitch the idea to Saurav Ganguly or to BCCI, then there might be other competitors also. So did you guys have a little bit of study on what all competitors are there? There are a lot of tech-based companies who are into sports analytics, and sports analytics definitely is one of the booming sectors because, as you know, now sports is more tech oriented, and we see a glimpse of it on our televisions, and we see a lot of apps who would now give you all kind of analysis on your dashboard, and you can see there are a lot of gaming applications also which have come up where you can choose your own team as IPL is going on parallelly and do much of these kind of prediction which team is going to win and what will be the performance. So any competitors that are there in the market existing, and also at the same time, why do we truly need this system? One simple example, why this system is so much required other than choosing the team.
So the thing is that this firstly, to answer your first question, what we feel is there are competitors. However, there aren't exactly like identical competitors, as I would like to say, because this is a much more customizable cricket analytics data that you can use. You can customize every single thing as per your needs. When we have looked at our competitors who provide cricket analytics data, that according to me would be like, there are several websites like Sports Kira, ESPN Crick Info, and then you have CrickViz, and there are many more like that. However, what they do is they just list you the data. They do not specifically show you any sort of a diagram which shows that this is the best one that you can use for death bowlers. This is something like that. So comparatively, I feel if you want some sort of an identical, like same to same cricket analytics data, you probably would not find it anywhere else. And for the second question, by the way, can you repeat it? I'm really sorry, I forgot your second question.
So second question that I want to ask you is, to make this product much more marketable, what truly is the purpose of this system that you have developed, other than choosing the right team? What would be the purpose of this system? Yes, please.
Yes, sir. So the thing is that, as we said, so it's a huge market. Okay, it's $1 billion market, and here choosing the teams is very essential because it could decide the fate of a particular of a complete team. Hence, what we feel is that if the players are well selected, and if the teams get the players according to their needs, then they would be much more satisfied, and they would be the resources that they put in, the money that they put in, would be put into much better use. It will be much more efficiently used. Hence, this is the reason why they need this sort of data. And especially, as we showed you, you also had the option to choose the exact type of bowler. So let's say if I want someone who is a medium fast bowler or something like that, then I could, there was a drop down menu where you could select that you can only check medium fast right hand bowlers if you want. And accordingly, you can also select. So I think it's a much more customizable data analytics that they can use.
Do you believe some of the players perform excellent at home ground and might not be so good at away grounds? Do you feel that happens?
Yes, sir, that is completely possible, because there are some players who are ideated to their current conditions that they live in. So they might be performing better in their home grounds.
Do you feel that fitness is one of the important aspects in order to judge a particular player's performance?
I believe so, sir, because I mean, if you look at, but not completely, because if you look at Rohit Sharma, he himself was a bit, his size was a bit bigger when he used to play cricket, and people thought that he would never make it up. But today he is, reaching heights. So fitness does account. However, it is more about the style and the way the person is.
How about
In
age?
addition to
Do you feel age is a quantifiable feature set that needs to be considered while doing this kind of visualization?
Sure, sir, it should be. I
So
feel because I agree. I mean, we should have added the age as well into that thing. However, we haven't. We forgot to do it. But yes,
right.
age is a pretty relevant thing.
All right. Thank you so much. That was really wonderful, and I appreciate the efforts that you have put up into developing this software. Definitely, sports analytics is one of the most booming, adventurous, and very much in demand technology as of now. Not many companies are working on this. There are a few startup companies at Bangalore who are really working hard on these technologies. The way these technologies are being seen is now the game and how we enjoy games have changed. Imagine you're watching IPL match without any statistics, without giving you all those kind of wonderful visualization of which ball is going in which sectors and what is the performance of this player. That definitely hypes up or makes our game more enjoyable. Thank you so much. It was really wonderfully done, and hopefully we see next version coming up in future with possibly more data and possibly more features that you consider in order to do predictions. Analytics is all about prediction and how well and how accurately can we predict. So is there any chance we can reduce this prediction from 75% accuracy to maybe 99.99%? And that's when your product would become highly marketable and everybody would want it. Because let me ask you one more question, and I promise you this is going to be the last question. Don't you think a coach would take a better decision than your software?
So I think as all humans, coaches can also be a bit partial towards some cricketers. So the analytics software would help them provide unbiased and much more statistic-driven results.
Can't the coach or the team, because we have a team who monitors all the performances, can't they use simple Excel and monitor all of these things, and maybe the coach would
Yeah, sir, they surely can, but as we showed you, it's going to be all messy, uncluttered, and it's going to be like 100 pages of data. So if they wish to do that, then surely go ahead.
True. Possibly your software would give up a better percentage of accuracy in terms of prediction than doing it then, because a coach
manually
might have manually doing it, or coach might have human error, or like you said, being biased, your system might be not so biased. Thank you so much, team. Thank you so much.
Also, sir, the Australian cricket team right now is using the same software for analyzing the data.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you, team. I request CC021 to present their project now.
Hello, am I audible? And is my screen shared?
Yes.
Yes.
You're audible and we can see your screen.
So I am Harsh.
And I am Bhavya. We created an application for the college. So let's start. Harsh, why didn't you participate in the open mic event? You would have been so great.
What? When do these events even get announced? I never get to know about them. Seriously.
I totally agree. I wish there was a platform where I would know about all the events at once.
More than 10 clubs in the college, every club having 10, at least 10 events every year. Such a chaos, right? To help with this chaos of events, we introduce this application called Sync, one stop solution for all the problems. Regular spams on WhatsApp groups, our heads going being on top of us saying, HODs being on top of us saying, do this, do that, send this message to the group, send a reminder, ask them to participate, get confirmation, do this, do that. Difficulty when we have the offline environment, posters and banners all over the college, not getting enough detail from any of them. Where do we go to participate? How do we fill the form? How do we attend the event? Not having any enough features about the event from any of those. Confusion among the freshers. Even we as SYs face a lot of confusion every time we have to participate in an event. What will be the details of the event? How do we even participate in those events and everything? And lastly, the club face the biggest problem. They get a backlash because they get low footfall and even less participation every time. So for that, our solution, the Sync app. One app which will have the highest reach of all possible ways. Every student will have the app. They can see and they will have every detail at the fingertips. Every club can update the information and every other feature that they can think of, which will be further explained by Bhavya.
Okay, so I'll talk about these app features. First is the calendar view to organize the events. So this page displays a list of events taking place in a month. You can also view the upcoming and the past events of the college. Next is the filters page, where you can filter out the events according to your preference. So you can choose from filters like preferred club, preferred date, time, and tags of the event. The trending events. View a grid of events that are trending in the college. You can also browse through different events from different clubs which fall under one particular tag. Next is the bookmark events. Make a list of your bookmark events you wish to participate. You can also view this bookmark event under the profile section. Next, to follow clubs and see their details. View a list of all the clubs in the college and get to know about them by reading the brief description of each club. You can also check the images of the club over the years. Next is the notifications. Get timely notifications from your bookmark events and clubs so you do not miss out on any upcoming events you wish to participate. And last, the contact us, a place where you can go if you have any question. You can also get in touch with us and provide any kind of information related to the application. I'll also talk about the development process. The first step was initiation. It all started by identifying the challenges faced by students to know about what's going on in the college. They tend to miss out on events, so we ideated an app that would serve as the platform. Design. We implemented a design which was user-friendly and they can easily access all the features available in the application. While adding the database, the app was connected to a Firebase, which used a real-time database, where all the information about the users, clubs, and events is stored, and no third party can access this vital information. Last is adding the backend functionalities. We added features in the app like calendar, filters, notifications, and more. The authentication is built in such a way that only students from one particular university can sign up. This is done in such a way that it is done through an email verification system. So the admin of the respective college has the access to the information displayed on the app. Thank you so much.
Is it possible to see a live demonstration of this app that you have developed?
Yes, but it will take 10 minutes to start the software and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to ask you a few simple questions.
Okay.
First of all, we'll talk about the software itself, then we'll talk about a little bit of the technology that you have used. Number one question that I've asked you is, why do we need to develop such kind of a system? Don't you think so? It can be very easily managed using any kind of existing communication tool that we have. Other than WhatsApp, definitely. There are other tools where we can create events everybody can get notified by email or messages. Why do we need to have a separate application for this?
So like in the present scenario, all the software like in the college itself, the students are not very organized as per se. Like even the clubs are not very sure when the events are properly gonna take place, or like like at the start of the year we have a timeline set by the clubs, but by the end of the year, because of all the variables and everything, the whole timeline changes, and at the end many events of different clubs get clashed at the same time. So even if you try to organize at the start of the year, by the end of the year it will end up being a chaos.
Okay.
Yeah, so our idea was to provide an easy access application for both students and the clubs and other student bodies. So like they could organize the events and the students could participate in it easily. Like every feature on their fingertips. So they don't have to switch between different applications, softwares, messages, groups, and also. That was our idea. Yeah.
All right. So, number one, what are the security issues that this software may face?
The privacy, but as we mentioned, no other third party can access this information. It is stored only with the admin department and the one making the application, that is us. So it's completely secure.
And only verification and the only like we have the software is connected with the college email ID. So like when you add in through your college email ID, only then like you can you can get into the app and everything. So the college email ID has all the details, like the details that is needed for the participation in the college events.
Okay. What happens if certain colleges don't have their college email ID? What happens in that case? Because statistically speaking, a lot of colleges wouldn't have their email IDs.
Right.
So,
we also use a student number, which we in our college we call SAP ID. So we also collect that information, which helps us to identify the student of that particular university.
So the registered email ID, like even the registered email ID that the college database, you have to give one email ID that is registered by you, the college. So that email ID will be then the source of information.
all right. Your app certainly misses certain important feature set when it comes to, so this app is all about how do we conduct an event, a university event or a college event, right?
Right.
So when it comes to a college event, organizing a college event, there are a lot of different departments, there are a lot of different stakes which are involved here. Which all things are missing in your app?
So this app will obviously have a admin app connected to it, like which will
to add the events.
To add the events and like to change the database in the by time to time. So like if you are talking about the admin app, like a backend to support the app, like because so many departments and so many clubs are involved, you need to have all the clubs and access to the app so they can change the information. So for that we will be having the admin app to support it.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No, so
suppose there's somebody outside your college wants to register for an event, and you have kept an event price also. It has to be some 100 rupees also. So how would somebody outside your college would register for the event?
So usually our college has events which are conducted in the college only. So the students from outside the college are not allowed to participate.
Okay.
Even if there are events where students from other colleges are also invited, we could just send the registration link. And even if they want to see the details, we could send screenshots of the application.
Okay. So does your application allows guests to log in, register to an event, and possibly pay the registration fees and get update?
So payment, I am not sure, but yeah, rest is allowed. Rest
So to manage the data. The other club, we provide registration links. So on clicking the registration link, it opens the Google form which is created by the respective clubs, so that their data, like how many students are participating in a particular event, we also don't know, and the admin also doesn't know. Only the club conducting the event knows that how many participants have registered. So,
Okay. Can you tell me what all challenges did you face while you were developing this software?
adding different backend functionalities, like adding the notifications, like sending their notification 1 hour before the event, and then adding the filters, like and the trending events.
And then so like, because we use Flutter to make this software, so because to make it compatible with both iOS and Android OS, we even face when we had to shift to Android OS and iOS, because right now if we don't make the app compatible with both sides, it gets very biased.
All right. Suppose Flutter was not available to you. In that case, which technology would you adapt?
We would use Android Kotlin, which is only restricted to the Android devices and not iOS devices.
So, or we would go for basic Dart language.
All right. I'll ask you one last question before we sum it up. And the last thing that I want to ask you is, suppose your events has to be synced up with other calendars. Does your app communicate with other systems in terms of Google Events, Google Calendars, or other popular events like this? Does it communicate with Book My Show? If I have to connect these apps to your app store or to your app, is it possible? If yes, how are you going to implement it? Suppose tomorrow I want to connect Book My Show with your app. An event is you have created an event in your application, and once you have created the event, that event should get synced with Book My Show also, and should be reflected on the same way. If you have created an event here, a calendar event, then the same calendar event should also show at your college calendar event as well. So is this functionality existing? If not, how would you plan to implement it in future? That's my final question to you.
No, so we don't have this feature in application. So to solve that minor problem, we only added the calendar in the application. So they don't have to switch to their device's calendar to know which dates the events are. And about that Book My Show syncing the events, we still do not have that feature. And we still haven't researched about how to sync the application with the other third-party applications.
Can you tell me, do you know about Flutter REST APIs?
A little bit, not much in depth.
Okay. So I can see your system does not have an SMS-based system. In case in future you want to add SMS system into your existing system, what would be the steps? If you have to add simple SMS where you send out SMS notifications.
SMS as in like in-app notifications or the messages app notifications? Okay. That defeats the purpose of the application, right? Because we don't want the clubs to send the messages on other messaging apps. We want messages to be sent on the one application. That's why we created that application.
To prevent students from the spam of messages from different clubs on mail, on WhatsApp, and on SMS. So that's the reason we went forward with the app.
Yeah, the app will have in-app notifications.
So is it a possibility that in certain mobile devices, in-app notification, usually people like to turn it off?
Right.
Because I do so. I only turn off my WhatsApp notification and my email notification. The rest, because on an average, there are more than 40 to 50 apps in anybody's mobile phone, and each app would definitely try to send you some kind of notification. And usually people try to disable all the notifications other than the WhatsApp. And if you are a professional, you might also like to keep your email notification turned on. In that case, what are you going to do?
So we have a special page called the notifications page where even if your mobile notifications are off, you can open the application and see the notifications page and scroll through the notifications that are sent.
All right. Thank you so much, team. That was really wonderful how you have tried to create it something nice. However, university is an ecosystem. We would like to see how you can scale it up to more than 9,000 different colleges all together, where you have list of states, which states have got universities have college, and in colleges you have different festivals, and then there are different events, and how do college interacts with the college student from one college interacts with another college. How do you promote your college festival with another college festival? How does your system interact with other systems like Google? There are so many Google products. There are so many event website. You would like to have your presence everywhere, isn't it? You would like to have your presence on Facebook. So how does your system interact with Facebook? You would like to have your presence on Instagram also. So how does that interact? Right now, I can see this event is live on various different platforms. So in case you are having an app which is going to handle, how are you going to create this, all these different types of Zoom meeting links, etc. Within the app, so that once the app is created, it is created with a Zoom meeting app possibly, and automatically it is the admin is able to stream it live as well. Wonderful idea, amazing idea. It requires a lot of scaling up. There are so many features. How can you develop this into an ecosystem is something that we could look forward to in future. So many different ideas and things that we have discussed here. Work on it, possibly with some more time, and use of Flutter is excellent choice. However, there are a lot of disadvantages of Flutter. You might have to have a look at those as well. Wonderful job, and definitely maybe next year we'll have to see where you have landed up with this project. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We'll take up your suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, CC021. So I request the next team, CC55, to present the project.
Hi, is my screen visible?
Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, yes. Yes, now we can see your screen.
Hello, yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, so we'll start.
Yes, yes.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here. My name is Ajinkya Patil.
I am Nidhi Chavan.
Aman Mishra here. And today we would like to present our project on app development. The name of our app is FitNice. So, the lockdown in 2020 was a huge shift on a global scale. People who were neglecting their health way before this year were among the ones trying to make changes in their lifestyle, along with veteran fitness enthusiasts. But there was a deterioration in physical health worldwide due to the lack of amenities due to the lockdown, which brings us to the main question: what is FitNice? FitNice is a revolutionary, realistic app bringing all your health and fitness needs in one happy place, helping people get back on track post the entire COVID debacle. Ranging from workouts to meals and nutrition to sleep and step tracking to challenges, we've got it all. The scope. The scope of this app is huge because of the potential it offers, and the features of FitNice can be better explained by UI sketches. The main purpose of these sketches is to visualize the core idea quickly, such as how the user interface may look like and how it would perform. Sketches are off, but they give you the ability to draw the concept faster. So the first one here is the login page. This is the page where the user will log into the app, entering his or her credentials, and the data collection page. Here, the user will input the personal data such as name, age, height, weight, workout lifestyle, etc. And we will also provide an accurate BMI based on the information given. Next up is the home page. This is the main screen of the app. It will lead to all the other important functions such as the step and sleep tracking, the workout mode page, the meals page, also the explore page, and the premium window. On the top left of the home page, you'll see the profile icon. On clicking there, the profile menu will pop up. The user can view and edit the information as well as other features such as my rewards, insights, settings, etc. are present here. Next is the workout page. Users can select the workout mode according to their preference from beginner, moderate, and advanced, and get a range of customized exercise modules for each category like cardio, abdomen, legs, etc. All the gist. Next is the meals page. Information about nutrition will be provided along with the suggested meals of the day. There's also a premium plan subscription. A paid premium subscription to the app will include various additional perks and direct help from professionals. And the next up is the reminders. Reminders can be set for timely meals and to drink water based on the user's preferences and lifestyle. Also vouchers. Rewards and vouchers can be introduced after reaching certain goals to set an incentive for the users to work harder. To delve into this topic further, my teammate Nidhi will take over now. Thank you.
Yeah, so I would like to add my point on literature and survey work which we have done. Every software and application needs a solid survey and literature work done. This helps to get an insight on the existing features, user experience, and the reviews of the app. We did a survey on the UI and app features of the Healthify Me app and adjusted the listed observations in the form of an affinity diagram. Now, what is an affinity diagram? An affinity diagram organizes a large number of ideas into the natural relationships, which can be used to generate, organize, and consolidate information related to a product, process, or software. Now, these are some of the features which we have observed on the Healthify Me app. We made a note of the UI of the application as well as other features which it offers, such as the priority support, the diet plan, the workout, and the report analysis, and the health bot assistant. Now, it would be safe to say that there were some of the features of the app which were hard for the user to navigate and understand. Now, the question is, how will we try to overcome these shortcomings in our application? For explaining this, I would like to show you the Now Wow How model which we have prepared. A Now Wow How model is a matrix which helps to brainstorm, plan ideas, and organize their thoughts on the basis of their ease of implementation and originality. We have designed a Now Wow How model with the ideas which we plan to invest within our app. So the Now section, it will contain the ideas which are very easy to implement and incorporate within our app. The Wow section contains the ideas which are kind of difficult to implement but can be easily done within our app and are unique as well. The How section here includes the ideas which are very new to the platform and will be very hard to implement. Now, moving on to the diagram and architectural work. Diagrams are easier and faster to understand than text. So they are more appropriate document systems than comments and millions of lines of code. Although this coding is very important, diagram is also very important to get a gist of what we are actually doing. The main purpose of architectural diagram should be to facilitate collaboration, to increase communication, and to provide vision and guidance. The UML diagrams which we have used are use case and ER diagram. Now I like to show you the use case diagram which we have developed. A use case diagram is actually the graphical representation of the user's possible interaction with the system. A use case diagram shows various use cases which are of different types of users and systems and and they are accompanied by the other diagrams as well. In this, we have shown you the interaction between the user and the Fitnice mobile app at the top level scale. Now let's move on to the ER diagram. ER diagram stands for an entity relationship diagram. ER diagram helps to explain the logical structure of databases as well. ER diagrams are created on three basic concepts: the entities, the attributes, and their relationships. As you can see here, we have marked the relationships with each other. The purpose of the ER diagram is to represent the entire entity framework and its infrastructure. In this ER diagram, we have shown you the relationships between the various attributes of each and every entity. Now, I would like my teammate Aman Mishra to further take over.
It was sure interesting to have a look at these diagrams and visualize them. But the real question is, how will we design all those diagrams and flowcharts? Now, there are various tools and technologies used for such cases. Some of them we use to make our project are, the first one, Padlet.com. Please. So Padlet.com is an software people use to make and share content with each other. It is an easy, intuitive software for inclusive collaborative working on shared projects and assignments. We use Padlet for our affinity diagrams and now a how model as it was shown by Nidhi. It helps us to collaborate, brainstorm, and gather all points on a single page. The next software that we used was StarUML. StarUML is a sophisticated software modeler for agile and concise modeling. It supports the modeling with SYSML diagrams such as requirement diagram, block definition, internal block, parametric diagram, as well as ER diagrams and use case diagrams. Our ER diagram and use case diagram was designed on StarUML software interface. The next software that we used for our app development was Figma. Figma is a vector graphic editor and prototyping tool, which is primarily web-based, with some additional offline features in its offline app, which is available for Mac OS and Windows. Figma helps making high-end interactive UI models and plays a vital role in UX development. Figma also allows collaborative working, which actually made it easier for team like us to collaborate and work together. And the software which we used for the main development of our application was Flutter. Flutter is Google's free open source UI framework for creating native mobile applications. The Flutter framework consists of both software development kit and their widget-based UI library. The library consists of various reusable UI elements such as sliders, buttons, text inputs, etc. The developers building mobile applications with Flutter framework usually use the Dart programming language. The Dart programming language was also used by us. Next. Now the main question which arises is, what are we trying to achieve with this project? What are we trying to achieve with FitNice? So with this application, the result we hope to achieve is a healthy and friendly outcome to your fitness journey. Keeping a track of your daily activities will be made easy. This app will help people to live a healthy lifestyle. In the near future, we can expect interactive AI to be developed using technologies such as predictive analytics or maybe the machine learning algorithms. Using all those technologies, we will be also providing updates at a certain stage to fix minor bugs and other development whenever it will be necessary for application. With this, we hope you liked a small idea we pasted in front of you. Thank you for your valuable time and happy programming.
Hi team, thank you so much. Wonderful idea. Definitely a noble idea, helping out other people, right? Many of us have gained weight and developed whatnot during this COVID, sitting at home, eating different types of Maggies and all kind of coffee, etc. So great idea. I think, it might catch up. However, there is a lot of competition as of today in terms of other fitness apps. One of that which you have mentioned is Healthify.me, right?
Yes, sir.
So your reward system is you are going to give vouchers, right?
Yes.
Is that so? Okay. So I have got series of questions. Few would be functional questions. Few would be your requirement-based questions, and few would be technical questions. First thing that I want to understand you, why do you want to give vouchers or reward to anybody? Why do we even have to reward? Why there is need of
Sir, actually, I'd like to tell that we have certain